So once we are live, amazing. Everybody, hello, YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Today we'll be talking about how to remove overwhelm because overwhelm is definitely a state of mind. What is overwhelm? Let's just get clear from the beginning. Overwhelm is a state of mind, a state of you having way too much pressure on yourself, either from you or from the people around you, and way too many things on your mind. So overwhelm, it's not a practical thing. We cannot touch overwhelm. It's generally a state of being where you feel like you are torn apart into a million pieces and you have 1,000 things on your to-do list and you constantly feel like you are running behind the train. Being overwhelmed, it is literally you running on dry. A car, let's say that the gas tank is empty and you have that beeping sound or clicking image, go and refuel now, go and refuel now. That's how overwhelmed feels like. And overwhelm is basically an emergency state, a state of emergency of your body and on your mind. So it is overwhelm starts with your mind. You wake up, you already feel like a weight of 100 tons on your shoulders, on your head. And that if you persistently feel overwhelmed, that will inevitably affect your body as well. That will inevitably affect your physical body. So, for us to understand really the depth of the problem of being overwhelmed is very, very important because if we don't address that, if we don't understand this, like overwhelm is really a very inefficient state of your mind and of your body. So the better we understand that this is in no shape or form serving you, in no shape or form is it sustainable, maintainable, or even logical for you to continue in this being in that state, the faster you will say, okay, you will be able to allow yourself to recognize. Because the problem with the overwhelm, especially high achievers, especially people who want to achieve so much, especially people who want to achieve so much so quickly, which is amazing. They will struggle, they will push and push and push and push and push. And the problem is that they will struggle to allow themselves to acknowledge that they are overwhelmed. Because they're so powerful, because they have such a strong willpower, they will push through, they will bulldoze through this state. The problem of overwhelm, if you don't stop and address it, and by the way, it's not difficult to stop and address it. It doesn't mean that it's going to slow you down. It doesn't mean that it's going to make you less performant. It doesn't mean that you're not going to achieve what you want to achieve. At the contrary, it will only get you where you want to go faster. But the problem is if you push, you're overwhelmed and you don't address it, that inevitably will lead to burnout. And burnout is like, okay, if you run towards a cliff, burnout is literally falling off the cliff into this abyss of emotions. The recovery is a very, very long process for some people. So this is definitely something we want to avoid. Ramadan Kareem to you too, right? So by the way, for everybody who's watching, if you're just jumping in, you want to watch from the beginning, as we speak, this is all recorded on YouTube. Just find it here, find and subscribe there, and you'll be able to watch this again. So a few things about overwhelm. It's a state of mind that will inevitably affect your body. High achievers struggle the most to recognize when they're overwhelmed, just because they're so good at pushing through. And pushing through, there is a space and time for you to push through difficulties, but there's also space and time to quickly become aware of the fact that you might be overwhelmed. Take a step back, reprioritize, accept some things, delegate some things, let go of some things, reframe that, and really move much better in a way much more efficient manner. All right? So, overwhelmed, nothing good about it. Many people are overwhelmed right now. So many. Why? because COVID, we want it or not, has impacted many people mentally. People lost jobs, a lot of uncertainty. Maybe people got sick. Maybe somebody even lost family members. Very difficult times. And very few to no people took any time to process what happened with COVID for them. Nobody accepted, nobody took time to really say, wow, that was really hard. I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm a professional life coach. I need to process this. I need to let go of this. COVID affected us a lot, 100%. And by default, we jump into the new normal in a state of stress, in a state of mind which is already stressed. And a stressed mind will get overwhelmed way faster. That's the problem, because people say, but what's wrong? Like, why are people so overwhelmed right now, much more than before COVID? What's the difference? Well, the difference is because you had 2 years of continuous stress. That's what happened. Whatever you want to put it, even if you did not lose your job, even if you're not directly financially affected, but because of all the general stress in the air, it did affect you. So step number one to remove overwhelm: give yourself a little space and time to acknowledge yourself for all the hard times that you went through during COVID. This can be as simple as stopping and say, giving yourself a pat on the back and say, you know what? COVID is really hard, but you did amazing. You know what? You're still upset and you still struggle with what happened during COVID. Take some time to grieve if something bad happened to a loved one. Take some time to be angry if you lost your job and you still feel angry about it. Take some time to say, wow, I'm really amazing. It was so hard, but I really did my best and I succeeded. So, step number one to overcome overwhelm right now: go back, allow yourself a little space and time to see if there's still some emotions that need to be processed from COVID times. As simple as that, because what we want, if you're still experiencing still some stresses, whatever, you come in with a page full of writing. You still carry that baggage, that trauma, whatever happened, you're carrying into your present. You don't need that. By you taking specific time and really looking back or letting go of whatever needs to let go, what you do is you are simply turning the page to a new page. So it is absolutely crucial and important for you to take a little bit of time. And this practically can be maybe journal on what happened, maybe meditate on what happened, maybe assess if there's some emotions of fear, of uncertainty, of hurt, of frustration, of anger, and just let them through. Feel them and allow them to leave your body. And this is how we already remove one layer, emotional layer, that is holding you back. And we start with a clean page. Because guess what? The world has shifted. Another reason why people feel so overwhelmed is because it's nothing like before. Every page I have is empty. That's amazing. Gaida, that's amazing to start every day from an empty page, because it means you leave the baggage of whatever happened, whatever it is, behind you. It's the most amazing thing. All right. So, step number two to remove overwhelm is to take a step back and see what goals you have. And what I mean by that, I'll be specific. Because when you set goals that are very short term, those are good goals, but those goals might also create unnecessary pressure. So if you have You will struggle to do all of those things that are in your own interest. So a tool, very simple tool, in the same way that you have a to-do list of all the things that you need to do, create a not to-do list and put all the things that you want to avoid doing. Because through the act of writing down even the things that you don't want, it's a magical solution. Your brain will take a snapshot of what you're writing and you will be more persistent. Nice to see you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. And for everybody who's new joining, we're talking about how to remove overwhelm, because overwhelm is a state of mind. And when you allow your brain to have a not to do list, then it's almost like your mind has the space to take a breath and to have permission that if something becomes overwhelming, then you can put it on not to do. Rose, welcome back. On not to do list, and then you can allow yourself the space and time to really reflect. Next, overwhelm is a form of people pleasing. When you allow yourself to get overwhelmed, most probably is because you're trying to put too much on your plate. Why? Is because you're either taking too much on the responsibility of other people, either you struggle to say no, or either you feel that you have to accomplish so much, so much, so much in order for other people to approve of you. Okay, so few things. So you are allowing to be overwhelmed, to overwhelm yourself because of this people pleasing, maybe need, trying to do too much for other people. In the workplace, that looks like anybody who comes with you for help, you will help them, but then what is going to happen? You will not have time to accomplish your own stuff. In personal life, even when you're exhausted and you know you need a little bit of time to rest, when your friends call you because they need you, you will completely ignore your own needs and you will go and do things for them. And that is a form of people pleasing. And people pleasing can instantly create a massive amount of overwhelm. Because when you try to people please, guess what's going to happen? You will have no time and space for your own needs. As simple as that. And because look, when you're pleasing others, when you're prioritizing everybody else above yourself, your own needs don't disappear. Your own needs are there. They are not disappearing to thin air. You cannot replace them by helping somebody else. You still have those needs. But what's going to happen now is that those needs are unmet. And when you don't meet your own needs, it feels suffocating. It feels stuck. It feels like you have no choice. It feels like you no longer honor yourself. And those are very important things. So the next step in removing overwhelm, make sure that you really check in with yourself and see what is it the space, that safe space that you need to create for yourself in order not to get overwhelmed. Because overwhelmed is what? I have no time. I have no energy. I have no space for things that are important. That's what overwhelm is. When I'm attending too much for all kinds of unimportant things and people, and I have no time or energy or space to attend to important things in my life. So when we break it down, when we break down this overwhelm and really understand what it's all about, it's all about setting healthy boundaries. It's all about releasing the need of being approved of everyone around you. It's all about understanding and honoring your own needs within your own space. Next, it's all about creating that space, expanding the time for horizons, and reduce the pressure that you're putting on yourself in terms of performance. Overwhelm is a self inflicted disease, so to speak. And what I mean by that, people often say, well, at work, they overwhelm me. So when you change the narrative from my family overwhelms me, my boss overwhelms me, my job overwhelms me, to I allow myself to get overwhelmed. I am allowing myself to get overwhelmed at work. I am allowing other people to overwhelm my time. I am allowing my family to overwhelm me. Do you see the big, this will make massive difference when you switch to they overwhelm me, I'm overwhelmed, to I allow myself to be overwhelmed. Because when you say I am overwhelming myself, I am allowing others to overwhelm me, just like you're allowing, you can revoke that allowance. You can take that back. Just like you are allowing it, that's how you take it back. So change the narrative from feeling like a victim, from they overwhelm me, I'm overwhelmed, into why am I allowing other people to overwhelm me? I feel I allowed myself to get overwhelmed. What can I change? That's how you put yourself in charge of your life, in charge of the word overwhelm. So Manu says, I learned that you should give yourself the priority than other things. I love that. I love that. I love that. So true. And Rose says it takes balance to take it back. It's true, Rose, but that is the most important thing that you'll ever do in life. Because once you rewire those things, once you get into the habit from saying, I'm overwhelmed, the overwhelm, into why did I allow myself to get overwhelmed? Let me see what I can do about that. Then you sit down. Then you take a step back. Then you give yourself acknowledgement. Wow, I'm really doing a lot. Then you're able to step even one more step back and say, what can I remove off my plate now? What can I put in the not to do list? What is it that I need right now in this space to make myself feel like I can breathe again, like I have space again, like I can expand? Overwhelmed is this, is you feeling small and you collapsing on yourself. The opposite of that is expansion. Is when you feel like you have the time and space for important things in your life. So when you start shifting the narrative from a victim mindset to an empowered mindset, all of a sudden it becomes very clear to you what needs to be done in order for you to remove overwhelm from your own life. And let me share a story with you. At a certain point, I was a stay-at-home mom. My children were young. I have two sons. They're very close together born. And at that point, I was a stay-at-home mom. Because I had this incessant need of approval, I completely got myself in a place where I was completely overwhelmed. I overcommitted to all my friends. I oversubscribed my kids to all kinds of activities. I always was attending to my husband's needs in terms of spending time and whatever he wanted to do. And I really got myself into a place where I was beyond overwhelmed. I did not know what I was about. I did not know what I was like. I did not have a second of time for myself. I forgot who I was. I disconnected from what I liked, and I became a very miserable person. And I spent a good few years in that state. And looking back, you needed to feel valued. Rose, I needed to understand I was nowhere on my own priority list. Nowhere. If you checked all my lists, to-do lists, they were full of priorities of other people. And I was nowhere on those lists. So when you remind yourself that you have to, alongside all the other priorities that you have in life, you are putting yourself on the list as well. Hello, Marina. Magical things start happening. You start claiming back that control over your life. Now, when it comes to overwhelm at work, and that's a tricky one, because people say, well, but I need to perform, I need to stay late, I need to work a lot because it's a very competitive environment, so on and so forth. Fair enough. And I totally understand that. And by the way, high achievers is something that I really respect and love. I love people who take action. But being overwhelmed does not equal you being a high achiever. Being overwhelmed does not equal that you're doing more than others. Being overwhelmed does not mean that you're a high achiever. Being overwhelmed is that you have poor control over how you allocate your time. You have poor control over how you're handling your own emotions and poor control over how much approval and validation you're seeking from other people. So if I hear someone getting overwhelmed, it does not tell me that they are hard workers. It tells me that they have poor emotional control. All right. So be careful if you in your mind you associate overwhelm with like, look, I'm doing good, I'm doing so much, I'm so good. The other people might not think the same way. Okay. They might think, wow, this person really does know how to emotionally control and prioritize. Okay. So be careful into what you are saying about yourself, because being overwhelmed does not mean a good thing necessarily for your boss, for your, for the business owner or whatever. They might interpret as a weakness, because getting yourself overwhelmed has to do with, I don't have a podcast, Degafo, but if you go here, find my YouTube. I'm actually right there right now. And if you subscribe, you can watch this live, because this is actively being recorded on the YouTube right now, and many other trainings, and trainings just like this one that we did on so many topics already. So everybody, if you could go here, find my YouTube and find all of the trainings that I already have there. Just to give an example of the trainings that I have there, we have how to overcome negative emotions, how to be aligned, how to overcome the fear of failure, how to be genuinely vulnerable, how to overcome perfectionism, the rules of success, how to connect with your purpose, how to remove distractions. So we have awesome trainings, plenty of live trainings just like this one right there. So podcast I don't have, but you just can, wake up and start playing these videos. Hopefully they will help you with many other things in life. So when it comes to, absolutely amazing, fantastic. Okay, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So those are words. I apologize. Those are my dogs. I'm sorry about that. I really apologize about that. Thank you. Those are just my dogs. I'm sorry, guys. Perfect. All right. So we do a little, Rami, thank you so much. I don't know who started this trend with corgis, but it's just that is so cute. Your dog scares us. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I have two dogs. They're cocker spaniels, so sometimes they join my lives by barking. But generally, they mainly bring very good energy. So they're good. Okay. I don't care what people say about me, and it's also bad. I think it's a very good quality, by the way. Nice to hear them. Thank you so much. Okay, great. So we are talking about overwhelm and how to remove overwhelm, and I hope that through this process so far, so we're 25 minutes in. We've shared different tools and different reasons why you feel overwhelmed and how to redress that. I will show you my dogs one day on live, I promise. So if we move on into, okay, now let's say someone says, Leo, I'm in a good place right now. I don't feel overwhelmed, but I want to prevent overwhelm. So we talked for the first 20 minutes, we talked about why you're getting overwhelmed and how to remove overwhelm if you are there. But I think the next step is to take it further and to say, well, what if I am in a good spot right now, but I feel things are getting busy, and how can I prevent getting overwhelmed? And that is a big deal, because you always want to prevent things. As it was with any other disease, you want to prevent, you don't want to get there, and then it takes way much more energy to get yourself out of that place. All right, how do I get rid of my cold nerves? So that the next few things I'm going to share is going to help you with that as well. So how do we prevent overwhelm? How do we make sure that our mind always stays clear? We have that inner peace, we have that presence, that ability to remove yourself and to critically see what's happening around you, feel empowered. How can we maintain those things? Very simple things. And this is like, I cannot stress how important this thing is. This is like brushing your teeth. So you're brushing your teeth to prevent cavities. That's it. Is anybody here on this live watching, or live or on replay? Is there anybody on this live right now who does not brush their teeth regularly? It's a serious question. Is there anybody here who does not regularly brush their teeth? And if that's you, that's you right now, I want to know. I want to know. I don't. Okay, well, we have few people. You guys, I'm not sure I want to meet you in person. I'm just kidding. Most of people will brush their teeth regularly because they want to Rose, to prevent cavities. You don't want to have any gum disease or anything like that. Similarly, the tools I'm going to share with you now, very simple tools. It is like brushing your teeth. Those things. How can I get your courses? Very soon, AWM. Just follow me here. Send me a DM on Instagram. By the way, here, you guys, you can find my Instagram as well. If you want to follow me there, I'll be super happy. AWM, send me a DM with your email, and I'll add you to my email list. And whenever the course is ready, I will make sure to let you know. So anybody who wants to follow up, because I'm going to come up with amazing courses, you guys, I'm developing them. Find me here, find my Instagram, follow me, and just send me your email. I promise not to spam, but you'll be the first ones to let you know about the courses that are coming up. So just like you brush, social amazing. Anybody who's interested, please Instagram, send me your email, and I'll put you on my email list. No spamming, you know me. You get this. I am honest, I'm transparent, not gonna spam you or sell you stuff. I'm gonna share what I have. And if you guys are interested, you'll jump on board. Amazing, 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 amazing. Amazing. Anybody who's interested in the course, just Instagram, share your email, and I promise you guys, as this is 10 times more. That's all you get from me. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. So, and I'll throw in a meditation course that I've created. I mean, it's going to be good, I promise. So, when it comes to preventing, how can I prevent? How can I keep my mind in a healthy place? How can I prepare for the times? Yes, amazing, amazing. Anybody for course? Oh my God, appreciate you guys. Find me on Instagram here. Send me your email. What's the course about? Soon, Rose. I'm working on it very soon. You'll have the details, and you'll have an option to jump in or not. It's going to be up to you entirely. But it's good stuff. I promise. It's all about to break through and transform. I'm excited. I'm super excited. In due time, I'll share more details. So, great. So, how to prevent the state of overwhelm? And number one, you'll know, you guys, you're probably going to say, come on, Leo, can you give us something better? But it's true. There is nothing better than meditation. And I know, guys, and when I say meditation, don't run away and don't jump off this live. Stay with me. Stay with me. Meditation is a big deal. Is a big deal. There are studies coming out crazy studies right now from Harvard, from Yale, from different best universities around the world about the unbelievable effects of meditation. Now, let me give you a perspective. I'm not gonna talk about it because we can talk for the next 3 days how good meditation is. I'll give you one thing, because only in this state of meditation. So this is not sleep. This is not hypnosis. This is meditation. Only in the state of meditation you can reach a certain frequency that your brain will vibrate at, that unlocks secret doors to creativity, secret doors to confidence, secret doors to self-love. It's literally, there is no other, it's like in no other state of mind can you access those doors. They're invisible to you. It's literally, it's like magic. So because it's so meditation used and abused, but it's so important to understand that only in a state, when you are in a state of meditation, those kind of doors appear and you can pick into the potential that you have of creativity, of self-confidence, of self-worth, of clarity on the future, beyond anything you can imagine. And the best part is that you can have access to those things by yourself, without a guide, without trainings, without blah, 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 blah. Those are internal resources available to you. But the only way to get there, the only bridge to all those riches is really you practicing regularly some kind of meditation or mindfulness practices. Okay? So this can be guided meditation. So what kind of meditation? I'm a complete agnostic, anything that works for you. I personally created a course of meditation, self-love meditations, and those are guided meditations. So it's about 10-15 minutes. I guide you through an experience and you visualize. So that's one way of meditation. I'm staring at the ceiling, no nature, unfortunately. Rami, close your eyes and the abundance of nature. Seriously, you're staring at the ceiling. Forget the external world. You have everything within. If you're not driving on, God forbid, if you right now, you are safe, you can close your eyes and imagine a magical, lush garden with beautiful trees and with a light wind that swings those leaves from left to right, and you feel the fresh air on your face. Tell me you don't feel it. You don't need anything on the outside of you when you truly deeply connect with that part within yourself. It's the most magical place to be. The only thing is, first you have to have the belief that you can, and second, you have to be consistent in practice. So Manu says yoga, amazing. Rose says, what's the difference between yoga and meditation? Yoga. So yoga is a form of meditation through moving your body. So meditation is a more still practice of mindfulness where you just sit and you focus on your breath, but you're not moving your body. And yoga is through moving your body. So it's, again, Rami smiling. Rami, did you get what I said? Did you experience the nature when you close your eyes? You can experience anything. Anything is available to us if only we allow ourselves to go there. It is a very powerful thing. Paradise, man. There you go. There you go. As simple as that. You can experience, and that is within. No one on the outside will be able to come and provide you with that experience. It's a self made, self constructed, fantastic, wonderful place. And if you practice that imagine, those are just few moments we're talking about. But talking about it and practicing are two different things. And when you are consistently practicing, it's going to be magic. Okay? So 2U7 says how to hold on your goals if something went wrong. So something went wrong, you probably mean failure. And to you, go here, find my YouTube. We did the other day such a powerful um, workshop on how to overcome the fear of failure. So go here, find the YouTube, subscribe, and watch how to overcome the fear of failure workshop. All your questions will be answered 100,000%. And I can see already guys jumping in on YouTube. I really appreciate you because there's plenty of resources there, just like this one on different topics. And you have hours and hours of training there. But it's going to be up to you. I cannot go and subscribe for you and watch for you. It's going to be up to you to go there and to invest that time and to have that desire to learn. All right. I hope that helps. Ramadan Kareem Mahan. Thank you so much for being here. Tap the screen, Rice. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rose. Thank you. I really appreciate you. So now we're talking why when I start, don't I can't complete. Manu, what can't you not complete? What do you mean meditation? If you can't complete the meditation, maybe it's too long. Maybe start with 5 minutes. Okay. So that's another thing because people start and they want to go hard and they want to say, I'm doing 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. That's great. But work your build something I can't complete it. Yeah. Thank you so much. So build up towards it. Start with 1 minute of mindfulness. Start with 2 minutes of mindfulness. Go 1 minute for 1 week, then 2 minutes for the second week, and so on. Build up towards it. It doesn't matter how long you do it. The matter is if you do it every day. Okay? So those are things that we're talking about prevention. Keeping your mind in a clean state, in that clean slate page where we can start every day with this and not with this, not with all the what happened, how is it, and so on, not bringing that because your day is guaranteed to be busy. We live in a busy world. And the coaching that I provide is the coaching for real life. I'm not coaching for ideal life, how you should be living your life. Forget it. There are many shoulds, but your life, the reality is you're busy, you have many things on your plate, and that's what we start. So because I'm assuming that your life will be busy and your day will bring you surprises and will bring you things that you like and you don't like. What I want I want for you to step in with a powerful, clear mind in every single day. So that's my wish for you. Okay. So that's how you prevent becoming overwhelmed. That's how you will be able to see when you are about to become overwhelmed and step back and give yourself that pause and understand what is it that is too much, what is it that you need to say no to, where that you need to set boundaries, where are you overextending yourself, where are you doing so much just because you want to please other people and not because it's important to you. Okay. So all of those very nuanced things you'll be able to observe and become aware of if you're present. If your mind does not run on backlog of things, and the only way to restart and reboot the brain is by allow a clearing process of meditation. Okay, I hope this makes sense. One of my biggest fears if someone reads my journal, burn it, Rose. Why you live with this anxiety? Burn your journal. Start a new one. Write the page and burn that. Don't allow this to trap you and be a source of continuous anxiety. If you're worried about it, burn it. Write the page, burn it. A journal is not to be kept. A journal is to help you externalize the feelings. Once everything is on the page, you don't need it anymore. You don't need it. The goal is to help you take your feelings out. Burn that thing. Yeah, I hope this helps. Wow, you guys, I didn't even notice where 40 minutes went by. I hope you have more clarity on the overwhelm topic. You're right, I'm too lazy. No, you're not too lazy. You just didn't think about it. Just burn that thing. Don't make it be a source of your anxiety. Okay. I'm going to say thank you for everyone who was here today. your participation is everything. And by you showing up powerfully here, it's super, super important. I hope you take a lot of things about overwhelm. And as I mentioned, if you want to watch this, find here, find the YouTube, subscribe. And there's a fantastic library of many workshops there already, and including today's session, which is how to overcome overwhelm. I will say goodbye to YouTube. Thank you so much for being here, and see you next time. I'm going to end the broadcast. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.